Hey you guys, it's Toya and thank you for watching Toya J TV. Today I want to give you 10 ways to prevent hair breakage. Now we all want our hair to be healthy, strong and growing and flowing and all that good stuff. So today I'm going to go over 10 ways that you can prevent your hair from breaking in the first place instead of having to treat it after it's already been damaged. All right, so we're going to jump right in. Number one, trim your ends regularly. Not trimming your ends regularly. Sorry. Not trimming your ends regularly causes the hair to continue to split up the hair shaft. So even if you miss a trim, your ends are still going to be splitting. And the more you prolong it, the more your ends will split. So basically that means that when you do have to eventually trim it, you're going to have to cut more than you want to. Also, the more your ends are splitting, the weaker that hair gets and the more it's prone to breakage. If you comb your hair and you see a lot of small short strands, that means that your hair is breaking and it's time for a trim. Number two, stop doing your own relaxers. Okay, ladies, now I know, listen, I know we all want to save $1, but when it comes to your hair and those chemicals, you have to stop doing your own relaxers. Okay, you can handle everything else, and like I tell people, you only really need to get about two at the most 4, but really 2 to 3 relaxers a year. Okay, a year. So you can pay those few little times to get your hair done by a professional, and all the rest of the times you can handle your hair at home. But when you are doing your relaxers at home, you cannot see what you're doing. 9 times out of 10, you are doing some damage to your hair. It may not be immediate. The results may not be immediate. So as soon as you relax your hair the first time, you may not see breakage. You may think you did a wonderful job, but over time, as you continue to do the same thing, your hair is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And then one day you wake up and you're like, why is my hair so thin? Why is it breaking? Why is this? Why that? Da, 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 da. And then, I get these questions. And then when they come to me and I start asking them, well, have you been doing this? Have you been doing your own relaxers? Have you been, handling your hair yourself, even your chemicals? Well, yeah. Okay. So that's the reason why you're in this state. The damage doesn't always happen immediately. But when you do your own chemicals at home, please know that it is being damaged. So one way to prevent it and stop it from breaking in the first place, let a professional, and not just any professional, let your trusted professional hairstylist handle all of your chemical services. Okay? Moving on. Number 3, stretch out your relaxers. Okay? Instead of getting a relaxer every 6 to 8 weeks, push it to every 14 to 16 weeks. This gives your hair more time to grow, which means you have more hair to relax, which means that you're not relaxing hair that's already been relaxed. When you continue to relax hair that's already been relaxed, that's called overlapping, and that is what causes damage. A lot of times when your hair breaks, you'll notice that it'll break right at that point where your natural hair meets your relaxed hair, because that part has been relaxed so many times and it gets so weak, it should only be relaxed one time. Relaxers are permanent hair straighteners. So once your hair has been relaxed once, that same hair does not need to get more relaxer on it. So you want to allow your hair to grow out enough to where you will not be overlapping onto previously relaxed hair. When you continuously relax already relaxed hair, that's what causes breakage. So to prevent it, stretch your relaxers out. Number 4, use heat sparingly. I recommend using heat 1 or less, that means 0 times a week. So if you're going to shampoo your hair every week, it's okay to use heat that one time. Okay, but you should not be bumping, touching up, recurling your hair every day, every other day. Too much heat causes breakage. Okay, number 5, keep a good balance of protein and moisture. You don't want to always do deep conditioner after deep conditioner after deep conditioner without giving it any protein. The moisture is great, okay, but the protein is what keeps the hair strong. So you don't want hair that's extremely moisturized, but it's not strong enough to withstand anything that you do to it, like braiding it or getting sew-ins or stuff like that. You want to have an equal balance of protein and moisture, so it's always good to do a full reconstructive treatment. The reconstructive treatments they include protein and moisture. All right, so you don't want to only do protein, and you don't only want to do moisture. You want to do an equal balance of them both. And again, your professional hairstylist can do this for you. Just tell them you need a reconstructive treatment, or better yet, ask what you need, and they will get you everything you need for your hair. But if you do not ever do protein treatments, and your hair becomes weak, because protein, like I said, protein is what strengthens the hair, so it'll become kind of brittle. Even though you're doing these moisture treatments, you'll notice that when you comb it, it's still breaking, very easily, and that's because it doesn't have enough protein. Number 6, use a wide tooth comb when detangling your wet hair. Okay, when detangling your wet hair, you want to use a wide tooth comb, and you want to start from the bottom and work your way up. Okay, like Drake says, start from the bottom. Start from the bottom, because when you start from the top and you're trying to detangle from the top down, what ends up happening is you end up putting more tension on your hair, because you're pulling, trying to pull the knots and the tangles out. But when you start from the bottom, so say for instance you have a tangle down here, okay, you're gently trying to take that out, and then you work your way up, and then as you work your way up, the bottom part is already straight, well, already detangled, so you can easily comb straight through that. But when you start from the top, you're applying more pressure, and your hair is much more fragile when it's wet. So you're applying more pressure, and your hair is more prone to breakage if you are trying to detangle the improper way. So use a wide tooth comb and start from the bottom and work your way up. 7, this has to do with keeping your body healthy. You want to eat foods that will aid in your hair growth, and foods that aid in strengthening your hair. For instance, foods that are rich in protein, zinc, vitamin A, B vitamins, vitamin E. You want to you can do that by the diet that you have. So if you're eating a diet that has a lot of fruits, has a lot of fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, that can help you strengthen your hair from the inside. All right, you don't always have to resort to just putting things on top of your hair, but you can eat a well-balanced diet, which includes a lot of fruits and vegetables every single day, and that will help your hair to stop, that will prevent your hair from breaking. Number 8, restrict the use of hairstyles that put a lot of tension and strain on your edges. Okay, for instance, tight ponytails, braids, sew-ins, even wearing wigs that are very tight around your edges. You want to prevent that, because your edges are the most fragile area of the head. All right, so when you put too much tension on them, they can only take so much. And again, like I said, a lot of times, just because you do something once, you may not see damage right away, so you're like, oh, okay, I'm good, and then the next time you get your hair braided, all your edges come out. And I will tell you, in my salon, I have done a girl's hair who had zero, her hairline started back here. That's because she went and got braids. And we all trying to, do them tight, girl, so they can last. Don't do that. Because when you do them too tight, what happens is there's so much tension right here. And what happened to her was the whole braid fell out. I'm talking about the hair came out of the follicle and everything, and hit the floor. All of this was gone. It was as smooth as the skin, my cheek. That's how smooth her edges were. Now, they did grow back, but you don't want that to happen to you in the first place, because then you got to resort to other things to try to cover that up and hide it and all that good stuff. So if you can feel when something is too tight on your hair. Okay, it's uncomfortable. So when you get that feeling, you need to make some adjustments, because too much tension will cause breakage. Okay, number 9, shampoo your hair regularly, but not too much. All right, shampoo your hair as often as you need to, but not more than that. And I say that meaning some people can shampoo their hair once a week, some people do every 2 weeks, some people have to do 2 and 3 times a week. It just depends on how oily your hair gets or what your hair needs. But if you shampoo your hair too often, what can happen is you can start to strip the natural oils in your hair, which causes your hair to become dry, which causes your hair to become brittle, which leads to breakage. Okay, so try to avoid shampooing too much, but you know what your hair needs. Okay, but if you're noticing that the more and more you shampoo, the more breakage you're having, then you might want to cut back on the shampooing as much. And last but not least, number 10 is pick your chemical of choice. I tell my clients this all the time. They'll see a picture of a girl with color and, oh my God, can I have that? Okay, I tell you like this. If you're relaxed, you really do not need to get permanent color. All right, if you have permanent color, then you don't really need to get a relaxer. Pick your chemical of choice, because most people are not going to dedicate the time and or the money it takes to take care of hair that has 2 chemicals in it. All right, it takes a lot of work to take care of hair that is colored and relaxed. So I tell people, pick your chemical of choice. Which one do you want the most? Do you love color? Okay, then leave the relaxer alone. Do you love straight hair? Okay, well, leave the color alone. Because there are, when you try to do both, that almost always leads to breakage. So I tell, don't put too much strain on your hair. Pick your one chemical, stick with it. There are some things you can do. For instance, if you love color, but every now and then you do want straight hair, then you can silk press your hair. All right, and if you love your relaxer but you also like color, then you can put a few clip-ins in your hair that are colored to give the illusion that you have highlights or whatever. Or if you get a protective style like a sew-in braids, you can get whatever color you want in that. There are things that you can do to get your achieved look, but you just don't want to have to do that permanently to your hair, which can cause damage. All right, you guys, those are my 10 hair statements that will help you to prevent hair breakage to your hair. I hope this helps you in your healthy hair journey. And remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all later. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.